Neighbor likes to park in front of my house? Okay then. This happened a few years ago. My neighbor started parking on the street behind my car. Like literally inches. For no apparent reason. My neighbor has a driveway. Empty. And also lived 2 houses down the street. I don't have a driveway. So on-street parking is a must for me. So, after a few weeks, I asked if it was necessary to park so close when there was literally no cars on the street for over a 1/4 mile. He said, no. But there's no law against it, with a big shit-eating grin on his face. A few weeks pass by. And my car gets hit because someone thought there was enough room to clear as his truck blocked the view of my car entirely. I see this happen. But unfortunately can't get a model or license plate number. I find my neighbor's email address. Because I really didn't feel like talking to him. And asked him again. If he could just park further down the road. Closer to his house. He replied, nope. Suck on it. Okay. I had lived here for quite a long time. And never had any issues with him or any other neighbor. I keep to myself. Never make noise. Don't have any noisy pets or parties. Etc. His truck has his business name on it. Google it. Find out it's his own business. Lots of Yelp reviews. BBB rating. Etc. All these links point to his website. I go to check his website, it doesn't load up. I head over to Hoy's and see that the domain isn't registered. I snag it. Before I think of what to do with it, I Google the owner's name and find out he's been convicted of murdering a child 20-ish years ago. I find a handful of links that details his story rather explicitly. I copy, paste all those links into an email to him. A throwaway account so he can't just reply to me as I deleted it afterward. Said something like, well, if you want to be a jerk for no reason, I just bought your business domain. Here's all the links I plan on posting on it. I don't have to list your business name because all of your business listings across the internet have this URL pointing to it. Keep parking like a jerk. Yes, it's legal, but you are willfully doing this just to annoy me. I legally bought your domain and can legally link these articles. Park behind me again. And I'll launch it. Within an hour his truck was moved into his driveway. He asked me for the domain. And I told him, when either you move, or I move, I'll hand it over. Until then it'll remain offline. Edit. Only thing fake was the time frame. This happened last week. Not a few years ago. He was originally charged with capital murder. But his lawyer convinced him of a plea deal for manslaughter because they have way more than enough to convict you of capital murder. Edit 2. For those saying this is fake, I'm putting my house on the market in 2 to 3 months. When it sells, I'll come back and post all the news articles as I won't be anywhere near here, so doxing will be much more difficult. I never understood this phenomenon that causes people to play games with their cars. I moved out to the suburbs 3 years ago and have never seen it so prevalent when there's enough parking to accommodate 3x as many cars. In the city, people would be shitty sometimes because there's never enough spaces for everyone and you gotta take yours. But literally everyone has a garage, driveway and enough curbside space for 3 more cars out here. This could possibly be its own post. But in relation to your story, I'll type it here. A new neighbor moved in last winter, a house over from my connected neighbor, and we started to notice weird behavior. Nothing big. Just dude liked to park in front of people's houses and then walk to his house real slow. Or park directly on lawn. I have a corner property and can easily park 8 cars around the perimeter of my yard. Since I have a garage, I couldn't care less who parks around my house. But if it sticks out and looks like the person is going out of their way to be ignorant, It irks me a bit. Like when new neighbor man started parking real close to the entrance to the communal lot where my garage is located. I didn't really even care about that until I saw him get out of his car. Check to see if was close enough to be a pain. Then get back in and pull up closer. There's no reason to do that unless he wanted to purposefully be a dick. I asked my connected neighbor what his deal was, and he had issues with him too, saying the guy was driving into our communal lot and over his grass to park in the backyard. I guess when he asked the asshole not to do that, the guy got real angry that he couldn't reach his yard any other way. My neighbor told him just to reseed the grass he fucked up and there wouldn't be problems. But the asshole refused. A few weeks later, I see the guy backing an old shitty collapsible trailer camper into our lot and across my neighbor's backyard. My neighbor was on vacation, so I called him and told what was going on, and he got super pissed. Thanks me for the call and said, "I'll fix this." After the camper was parked in the guy's yard, I started seeing construction in my neighbor's yard a day or two later. I guess he had decided to build a fence around his property, preventing the guy from driving over his grass and also making the guy's shitty camper a permanent yard ornament because there was no longer vehicle access to his yard. I've yet to see the guy take his camper apart piece by piece to remove it. But unless he pays to have my neighbor's fence removed and rebuilt, that's the only way it's gonna be moved. I think you're going to have a very nice and quiet neighbor from here on. He would have to be crazy to cross you for any reason at this point. On the other hand, you just pissed off a child murderer capable of God knows what. Sue, what is your protection plan exactly? Guy murdered a kid? Christ. And if, for some reason, I happen to die mysteriously, a friend will turn the website on within 24 hours. Never happened. Did everybody stand up and clap? Did the car clap? Hashtag epic. My whole question is why even bother with the throwaway account if 1, he knows your email already from previous interactions, and 2, you're just gonna out yourself anyways? Seems like a non-starter for me, bud. OP's too afraid of confrontation that he sends emails to his neighbor yet is brave enough to legally coerce a child murderer over a parking space? Some of y'all are gullible AF. Be careful, as you may be opening yourself up to extortion charges since you are influencing someone's legally allowed actions through a threat of harm to their reputation. We have a legal system, not a justice system. The authorities will enforce the law as it is written and not the way we wish it was written, even if the final decision is in your favor. The legal fees to get to that point could be devastating. Edit. Blackmail would be the appropriate legal term. How do people believe this fanfiction trash? Lol at the edit, where OP is claiming to directly quote a 20-year-old private and privileged conversation between an accused murderer and their lawyer. I like that part where you said, "This happened a few years ago," and then go on to say in the comments that it was a lie. And this story actually happened last week. And also how you supposedly know what the dude's lawyer said to him in his murder trial. Or where in one comment you said he was 23 when he was convicted. Then in another comment you said he was now late 40s, early 50s. That happened. Cool story, bro. Face with rolling eyes. Thanks for giving me an idea of what to do with this contractor who ripped me off with no website. Bullshit. Your email scared a murderer. Good one, spooky human. My neighbor asked me to stop parking in front of their house. We noticed you park on the street so your family doesn't block your car in, so why not just park on our driveway instead? Consider the spot in front of the third bay yours. Driveway has cameras and lights are automatic. Bless those old retired Californians, lol. What's pro about buying a domain? 10 minutes of Google research in a burner email account? Then you never even exposed the prick. Smells like BS to me.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.